Hi everybody, I hope everyone's doing well. Well, today I have a story time for you guys. I really debated whether I should do this story time or if it was worthy of a video, but I think it is. And so it's been on my heart to do it, and so I decided to go ahead and do it. And the reason why I want to do this video is because sometimes people, or I say more often, we just don't hear it. Okay, I'm an optimist. I really am. I like to think that people are really good people, but I feel like sometimes we're always bombarded with images or stories or news about people just being awful to each other, human beings being awful to each other or to animals. And you hear that, or I sometimes think we get bombarded with that. But I do, I hear really nice stories of people being kind to one another or animals, when they go out of their way or when they put themselves in danger to help another human being or an animal. They don't think twice. They just jump in there. And I think that we have more people like that in the world. I do. I just don't think we hear it as often. I don't think that it creates the sensationalism of the story as much as other things do. The reason why I want to share this one is because not only did this person that I'm going to share did the right thing, but she did it in the face of being afraid herself. And I think that that's it means a lot to me. Like it tells me a lot about humanity. They do think about themselves, but the want to do right or the want to help another human being in the face of it, in the face of their own safety, in the face of their own, whatever could happen to them, they still go on and do it. I think that is I don't know, that says a lot about a person. And I think there's a lot of that, but we may not hear it all the time, So that's why I kind of want to do this video. That was the main reason. So even though it didn't happen to me directly, I was there, but it didn't happen to me directly. It happened to my son. Still, what happened was one morning, my son said that he was going to take his daughter to go get some yogurt. Okay. And he invited if we wanted to go, meaning myself and my youngest. We were the only ones home. And I was like, yeah. And so my son also said, yeah. I go, yeah, we'll go. So we went down to get some yogurt. And where this particular yogurt place is, it's right in the same shopping area as the Petco that I take my grandbaby when we go to the park. I then take her after to McDonald's, and then I take her down to the Petco because she loves to see the insects and the reptiles and there is insects and the reptiles and the rodents, even though I cannot go to the rodent aisle. I don't. She goes in there. If I have my son or my daughter with me, she'll go in there. I can. And I don't know if they have chinchillas. I don't know if that's considered a rodent, but off topic, but they do have like guinea pigs. And I can't do that. My legs get all wobbly and I start getting all like, I can't do it. They have like mice in there for like the snakes and stuff. But anyway, so I like to take her, and she knows the area, she knows the location. And so she was like, I want to go see, and my grandbaby was like, Grandma, I want to go see, whatever. And I said, okay. So I asked my son, I said, do you mind if I take her in there real quick? I go, well, he's like, yeah. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to walk over there. I'm going to walk with her. And my son, Evan, ended up walking with us. My son was like, okay, I'll meet you guys in there. I said, okay. So we go in there, and we were in there about a good 10 to 15 minutes before he came in. So he must have been on the phone or something like that because, like I said, it's just in the same shopping area. And we had already walked all that, and we were in there for like 10, 15 minutes when he shows up inside. Okay, and that's important. That's important because he was only really in there for about 10 minutes, tops. Tops. And what happened was when he went in there, my granddaughter, his daughter, wanted to show him all the things she saw, right? Look, daddy, right? So after about 10 minutes of him being there, we leave because I told him I wanted to go to Costco. I need to pick up a couple things. He's like, all right, that's good. Plus, I had to get back home because I had to take my daughter to work that day. She went in at 2:30. So, okay. So we leave. Like I said, it's important. He was only there 10 minutes inside. As we were walking out, I didn't know where he parked. So I had my grandbaby's hand and we were walking. And I said, where'd you park? I didn't see his car. And he's like, oh, I parked it further down. So here's the yogurt place. Here's the Petco. So he kind of parked it more over here. So we had to walk a little bit out. He likes to park it away because it's a brand new Toyota truck. What is it called? Is it TRO or something like that? I don't know. I don't remember. But anyway, it's raised. It's pretty high. It's raised. It's brand new. It's a Toyota. A Tacoma, right? Yeah. Anyway. So I spotted it. And I said, oh, okay. I said, so we walk in. And I noticed a car that was parked. Now, my son parked the truck in with the tail bed of the truck first. And so the hood of the truck was out, right? And there was a car, a white car, that was parked. So this is an empty spot. It was parked over here. His truck was here, and this side was empty, and this side was empty. So it was just this truck, empty spot, and then the car. And as we were walking up, I saw the car was coming out already. Then I saw it go back in. Okay? Now, I noticed it, but I didn't make anything of it, right? So we're walking. We're still a little bit of ways from the truck. So we're walking. And now I had my grandbaby and my son. The lady that was in the car rolled down her window, her passenger window, and called my son. So my son goes to the window and I take my grandbaby, and my son Evan gets in the truck. He went in the front. I sit in the back with my grandbaby. I started to take my grandbaby to the back of the truck when I heard my son goes, oh, no, I don't speak Spanish. So that made me kind of pause a little bit. But at first I thought she was going to try to sell him something, you know? You know how sometimes there's like they loiter and they, try to sell you this or that, whatever. And so I thought, I'm going to put my grandbaby in the truck, But then I heard him say, no, I don't speak Spanish. And that caught me a little bit. So I kind of turned around and he says, my mom does. So the lady went like this to me and I thought, well, I go over there, and at that point my son walks away. Like I said, it's like she's here and then there's nobody here, and then my son's truck. So she says to me, I'm an Uber driver. And I got a call. I have a call. I got to go. But I want to let you know that somebody took from your son's truck the spare tire. And I went, oh, huh? She says, yeah. So at that point, I turn over to my son, who was getting his daughter in the car seat. He hadn't quite got her locked in there, but he had her sitting down. I turned over to my son and I said, hey, come here. I go, they stole your spare tire. And he's like, what? So he looks under and it's gone. And so he's kind of like, he's not laughing like, oh, how funny. No, he's more like a, what? Like that kind of like, what the heck? Kind of like that. And he's like, oh. Well, he's like, thank you. That's what he said to her, like, thank you. So he starts going back a little bit. He's like, thank you, thank you. He kept going, thank you, because my son doesn't speak Spanish. So he kind of starts going back a little bit, and I'm talking with her, and she says, no. She says, I have video. I said, oh. So she's trying to log into her phone, But I know she has to go, so I could tell she was like a little bit rushed because she got a call. And she says, "Look," she says, "I saw him get out of another car, okay, go to your truck and go underneath. And at first, I didn't think nothing until I noticed he was trying to take, and he was moving too fast." She said he was moving too fast. He was trying to take the tire out. But when I looked at the truck, I'm thinking none of the tires are flat on the truck. So that's what kind of like got her going, what is going on here? So she ends up not leaving, and she ends up recording the guy underneath the truck, and she's recording. Now, this is where I say, like, she was afraid because she does Uber drive and she's alone and she's a woman. And if these guys, these fellas, whether the one in the car waiting or this guy, spot her recording, taking pictures, what was to come for her later? You know, she kept thinking they're going to get my license plate. They're going to follow, they're going to park, they're parked somewhere. They're going to, you know what I mean? Like a lot of things were running through her mind and her safety. But at the same time, she's like, no, this is not right. I know they're stealing this spare tire. And she says, and I see the truck. It's a nice truck, she said. And like I said, it's brand new. The tire itself would be worth approximately $500 just for the tire. Plus the rim. Because there are those really high, big tires. So anyway, so she says that she started recording the gentleman underneath the truck and trying to keep her eye on the one in the car that he wasn't spotting her. So you could tell the footage that she's moving sometimes a little bit, but she got a clear view of this guy in action, taking the tire out of the car or removing the tire. My son did not have a lock on it. And not only did she get him in the act, she got a very distinct tattoo from him and the cap that he had on. He had a cap. Now, she said that when he got the tire off, it was seconds. She said it was seconds. And I have the video. It's seconds that she thought, okay, I'm going to need more. This is her thinking. I'm going to need the license plate to that car. So what she did was, once the guy was gone, she ended up pulling back a little bit. And she goes, the reason why I pulled back was because I didn't want them to see my license plate, even though I know they could have went around and got it. But in the moment, I needed to hide my license plate. So she ended up pulling back out a little bit. And as they drove off away from her, she captured the car, and there was somebody else in the car, and a full vision of that plate, like the plate right then and there. So not only him in the act, the tattoo, the cap, him getting in the car and driving away with the plate of that car. So she was telling me this, right? She was telling me this and showing me this. And I told my son, she's got footage of everything. And he's like, what? She's like, she's got it all. They exchanged numbers. And while they were exchanging numbers, she didn't speak any English, like very, very, very little English. But she tried. And I went to go be with my grandbaby. And then I came back. And she said to me that he needs to pursue this. Like, he needs to pursue this. She says, I have a son that pretty much his age, a little bit younger. And they work hard and da-da-da-da-da. And everything a mother would feel, I feel, a parent. But mother to mother, I understood, and I was so appreciative. Like, I kept saying, thank you so much. Thank you so much. She goes, I had to leave. And she still, at the time she was talking to me, she had to leave. But she goes, I was ready to leave, but I saw you guys walk out. And I saw you guys kept getting more and more and more, and you guys were acting like you guys weren't gonna go into any of the cars, like you guys were gonna walk away. And I knew that had to be the truck. That had to be, because like I said, I saw the car go out, and then I saw the car go back in, and that's when she kind of said, "No, these people are going to this truck." So she waited. She said she was gonna leave, and she was gonna leave her number, but she was so afraid that if she left the number on the truck, she didn't know when we were gonna come out. And what about if these people did see her videotape? They were going to go back. All of this stuff, was going through her mind. Anyway, while we were there, though, one of the things with my grandbaby is terrified of police officers. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why, and I'm not going to speculate anything. I don't know why. And it's not like an intimidation. It's like literal fear. Even when we're home, this is how it is. Like when we're home, especially at night, and if the doorbell rings or she hears the cop sirens, she runs. She's like, no, and at first we were like, what? Like, no, baby, it's okay. It's policemen. They're friendly. And we try to talk to her. And I don't know, but she gets very scared. Well, I didn't think about it too much. I mean, I kind of was telling my son, the police is going to come. And do you know how she gets? But they were kind of taking their time. And I'm thinking, oh, my goodness, they weren't showing up like right away. I mean, they got emergencies constantly, right? I mean, but anyway, my son said, you know what, Mom, I'm gonna go ahead and call the number again to see if the patrolman is coming, if there was, like the time frame or whatever. And I said, okay. I said, in the meantime, I said, I'm gonna go ahead and take her, because I told my grandbaby, we were there, she took off her shoes and everything, she was in the truck walking around, so my son took her shoes off. And I told my grandbaby, I said, because she wanted to figure why are we still here, right? And I said, oh, we got to wait for the policeman. And she got really like, no, like she got like, no, and like I go, okay. I go, no. I said, Aaron, I'm taking her to Costco. I said, I'm taking her to Costco. I got to get some things anyway. It's getting hot out here. I'm just gonna take her. He goes, are you gonna walk over there, Mom? I go, yeah, it's right here. It was a ways, but it was in the parking lot, but it was a ways. So I took her. I ended up taking her, and it worked out good. I got her something to eat there, and then we did my little shopping. And by the time, let me tell you, when we got to the Costco's, I call it the Costco's. When we got to Costco, and I wanted to see if my membership card was the right one, because we had to get another one. It's a long story. And so we were standing there at the membership, and she kept saying, Gamma, no police. And I go, no police. I mean, that's how terrified she was. Anyway, my son did file a report, and the police officer told my son, are you going to press charges? Do you want to press charges? And my son was like, well, in these cases, like, he was kind of asking her, and she's like, let me tell you, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to be honest. You got evidence. This is evidence. Like, this is undisputable evidence. And so that's when my son was like, okay, yeah. And she's like, okay. And now they did find out that the guy, the plate ran, when they ran the plate, it was somebody in a different city. Now, they weren't going to tell my son what city, nor none of that information, because he asked, he goes, well, where is he from? And she's like, I can't tell you. And it's really to protect him, because what about if, they say anything and then my son, finds out or whatever. And not that my son would, I'm saying for the police officer has to guard protection, because you get to try to take matters into your own hand. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. That's why they do that, which, yeah, I agree. Not that my son would, but I'm just saying, So anyway, she filed a report, and it's going to take a couple weeks to hear anything, because of the I don't know if it's the county, because it crossed county, or just the fact that it was in a different city. They need to go through the proper channels. But The police officer said, we know where it's at. So that's all she said. Anyway, yeah, the lady, again, she was very, very, nervous for her safety, was scared. There was and rightfully so. This is her job. She's in a car. Her vehicle is identifiable through a plate, and things like that. So yeah, I mean, I think I don't blame her. She could have just said, you know what, I'm not getting involved. I don't want no problems. I'm a woman out here just trying to make, you know what I mean, and just go on her merry way, and nobody would have known anything. Eventually, my son would have noticed he has no tire, but she said no. She said to me, to see somebody take something that they didn't work for, and they feel they have a right to it. And she said, and now that I know it's your son, it's a young man. I have a son who works hard. And now I'm glad that I did it more now. And I said, thank you so much. And we talked. We said other things. We talked. And the thing of it is that she also said, because she had to go. She said, if you need anything, if the police need to get a hold of me, I'm here. I'll do whatever I need to do. And I said, wow, thank you so much. So that's what happened. As of right now, filming this on the July 3rd, nothing, we haven't, my son got a piece of paper, something, but there's no resolution to it right now, but I will let you know what happens. It's going to be a little while. It's going to be a little bit. But anyway, yes, that's why I wanted to share the story, because like I said, I'll say it again, it's just, she didn't have to do this. And being that she said she was scared that they would see her filming, that they would retaliate on her. Maybe not there, but will follow her, but they she said, I knew I had to keep filming and I was going to try to get as much as I could for you guys. And she did. She really, really did. And God bless her. Seriously. So yes, my son is paying it forward. He is. We talked about it on the way home when it happened, and we talked about, I said, I gave him some suggestions and he had some, and so being she's Uber, we know what she does and what she needs and stuff like that. So that's good. Anyways, that's everything, my friends. I did take my baby to Costco's, and it was so funny because when we were done, I got her something to eat there and got my stuff. She was so tired. Because, like I said, we had a busy time, and then we waited there for a little bit for them. And then when I decided to go to Costco, she was tired. It was getting past her nap time and things like that. Luckily, my son Aiden was home. He woke up. Well, she woke him up. She says, "Hey, I'm gonna need a ride," and she explained everything to Aiden, and Aiden was able to take her to work. We were done shopping when they showed up, so it just was perfect timing. So. Yeah, and I as far as my grandbaby, I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but it's a fear. It's a definite fear. Something happened. It's a definite fear, and I don't know what it is. I don't want to speculate. But there is that. That is my story time. And I just wanted to share it. And I will come back with a conclusion at some point. Whatever resolve, I'll come back. Okay, my friends. That is everything. Take care of yourselves, and I think we need to take care of each other. We do. We need to take care of each other. It's important. I think so. All right. I will see you in my next story time. I will share some more things with you guys. Uplifting things. All right, my friends. Take care. Bye.